hear you. Let's hear your contributions. Please don't make a video call. Just make an ordinary call. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and make your contribution.
Thank you, Ambassador. I choose to remain anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
First of all, I would like to thank you very much for what you are doing for the country.
Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to get a clarity on the position of Honorable Makebi Zulu. Are you able to assure the viewers that the RP, the details of Honorable Makebi are appearing on the Registrar of Society? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and make your contribution. Hello. Just a minute, my dear sister. Just a minute.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ambassador. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Make your contribution.
Okay. I just have a few questions, Ambassador.
Yes.
I have a few questions, Ambassador. Thank you for the time that you always give us. I will remain anonymous for now.
Yes, anonymous.
I have like maybe 4 questions that I want to ask. And these questions are directed to Mao Zamba. I know you will say he's not here, but he should be listening wherever he is. And the people of Zambia will also listen. I think for me, I'm very happy the way you've explained on the misinformation that people have gotten concerning Makebi Zulu, because people have been saying he has formed a party, he has defected from the PF, and I'm glad you explained that in a very simple way, which is very good. However, I have the following questions. When you look at the Patriotic Front that Mao Sampa keeps on tossing to and fro, are we going to say that when the late Michael Chirufesata formed the Patriotic Front, did he say that it was for the family political party, or it was a party for patriotic Zambians? He should learn to answer those questions. That was not a family party, but it was for patriotic Zambians. That's why you see that most patriotic Zambians are with the Patriotic Front. The second question, Ambassador, that I'll ask him is what happened to his party which he formed, which was United Democratic Party? Why did he leave his party and come back to destroy the PF? The other question is, he should bear in mind you can never auction a party which you claim your uncle formed, if at all he had respect for his uncle, who is Michael Chifesata. May so his rest in peace. For me, I think Miles, when he came and did seek forgiveness to the late ECL, I was one of the people who refused and said, let's not accept him, because Ambassador, maybe most people didn't know that Mao Sampa at a time, he was a loner. He remained alone. So he didn't know how to fight for the PF when it went to court. So now he wanted to come back and get the sympathy from everybody. And when they felt that the party has been given to him, he decided to go to default setting and sell the party. And today, some people have said it, he has delivered to where he wanted to sell it. So we'll call him for who he is and let him not confuse the Zambians who know that the PF Pamoza Alliance was formed, and under that, they elected Makebi Zulu as the presidential flag bearer, and that we are going to run on the Resolute Party. It's simple and straightforward, no problem. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
Ambassador.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
I will remain as an anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contribution. Endita mlishani. Endita.
The first thing, Mwamba, I am speaking as a person who wants to stand as a councillor.
Okay.
Yes. And I really wanted to, or I really want to stand as a councillor and party. Then, here is a confusion we have at the ground at the moment. We have Batonse. Again, we have Resolute Party. We have Vamao Sampa. Are you with me?
We are listening, my brother.
Yes. What is happening on the ground? As I am trying by all means to look forward, to gain support, so that at least I can have support for Resolute Party. Once you sit down with the community will say no, PF yadi anaba munduye. Once you sit down with the structure of that PF who are claiming to be Mundumire, they are like, what can we do? You can't stand as a councillor. So since we have got this structure at the moment, we are not going to support you. Not until you support this person. Honestly speaking, looking at all things at the moment, we are in a mess. Not the level whereby we are thinking to say, I think these people, they can unite today or tomorrow. There is a mess, total mess, whereby people, they are very much confused. At the end of the day, what will happen, your ambassador, you will find that most of wards or constituencies, you will find that takwakabe ba opposition because kwalingira like batonse balebe poko kwati no muri batonse muri ba Mundubire muri ba Makebizulu muri ba Kalaba muri, they are trying to confuse all system, whereby we are in a mess, ambassador, and honestly speaking, we don't know. Actually, it's even better to give up, say maybe better we forget about these elections.
That is the intention of Ichilema. He sowed this seed to have this confusion you have, to confuse our people. PF is dead, PF is not dead. No, PF is with Makebi. No, PF is with Munduwire. PS, that is the purpose. PF is with Mao Sampa. That is the purpose. Thank you very much, our councillor. No, continue to listen to the program. I'll provide some guidance.
Oh, please, let's pay attention and can you guide us properly? We have this confusion. It's the total confusion, I'm telling you.
Thank you. Uncle J, please tell us your name and where you're calling from. I think this is Uncle J.
Yes, it is. I really appreciate, what you've actually put out. That is actually correct. That is my concern right now. Is the laissez-faire kind of approach that the opposition has taken. When we've been calling for unity, we are calling for unity. It's not just about standing as a president. There is more to it. It is the coordination that needs to be there in filling in, positions in terms of MPs, councillors, putting up together resources that will help to have security for the election throughout the country. There is no position. Looking at the way UPND have crafted this coming election, it is so much against an opposition political party. So no opposition political party alone can actually manage to harness all the votes throughout the country. They need to come together to put up resources together. It's not just standing as a president. This is what we are calling for. It is a united voice standing up against CCZ. That is what we are calling for. It is a voice that is going to say no to what is happening at Parliament. But as long as they are divided in this manner, it is easy for the government to maneuver and do whatever they want to do. That is why we've been calling for unity. Maybe they will understand when we speak like this. So unity is not just about a president, standing. No. An election is huge. There's so much that is involved, for an election to take place. Time is not with them. They should understand this. All these are our leaders. There is no time, and every minute that goes, they are busy crafting deals. If really there was serious opposition, Nelly Muti wouldn't have it easy. But they have it easy because, like you said, no one is talking. It's business as usual.
Thank you, Uncle Jay.
Lastly,
yes.
Ambassador, let me conclude by this. I looked at, it's a question that I wanted to ask, because this big conference that should have taken place in Zambia, it had a lot of economic benefits. What is it, since this government represents us and they do things for the benefit of Zambians, can they come to the citizens and tell them what benefits is there for the country, for them having cancelled this? What is it that the public, or because, hotels were going to benefit, the transport sector, tourism was going to benefit from this. Even Zambia was going to be on a world map. What is it that is come out of this cancellation? Can they tell us as a nation, we did this is what we've lost, or this is what we're going to gain, or if there is an alternative, if China has promised them a lot of money, I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution. Honorable Mumbipiri, make your contribution, my dear sister.
Thank you so much. Ambassador, mwachirabako bamwabachita defect. The ruling UPND. Independent member of parliament Vachibuye, Aba Kuluansha, one of the constituencies Kuluansha. Now remember Mutare.
Yes.
Member of parliament for PF for Chitambo.
And someone has reminded me when Kaumbwe.
Naba Kaumbwe, my dear brother-in-law. Mwanza, Dr. Mwanza. Bamwamba, I haven't lost hope. And maybe because I'm talking to a lot of stakeholders. And what people are saying is don't give them AMA ideas all the time openly. I'm one of those people who is talking to a lot of stakeholders and our leaders to unite. I'm sure you are aware that I even announced to say, since there is a new constituency which has been created kuno kuchongwe, and konjikadira, there are 10 words. Munonjikala tandabale, ukukwaba university, madido, kasisi, kanakantapa, I can name all of them, and I started mobilizing. And I'm sure abantu abengi bala for podcast yenu, Ukweba have been told by stakeholders that the country needs me. Why should I confine myself to a constituency? And I agreed. I'm going to support whoever is going to come to this side of Chongwe. And in them, Fiala Bomba. We can't reveal a lot. Elwabale kunkunsha pachifuba. Abale imonat kamufyebena abashiri genuine they are going to get a shock out of their lives. Because some of these candidates of ours, if they can't listen from the church has told them what to do. Who can't listen from our chiefs? What can people do? But I can tell you, whoever thought Nanguva government abamona ati they can do whatever they want their way. Did they ever think that kutwafika lero pano ba Edgar Lungu tatulabashika? He planned how it was going to be and everything. Has it happened? It hasn't happened. And me, I'm just aging people. Alamuchite relax ababantu ba mingalato. And I'm sure a lot of people know that ine dalande chishinka. And iringyo fondanda siresa mukuchitika. Na lelanda pani mausampa temuku mwalandirepo ata mpiro kuikunkusha pachifuba. And me have no apology because aita mpire ukuikunkusha pachifuba bashimwamba bijya bashata bafuira tuwe bachipa nichabayama ngani fofweba upwa kuba kuchipata bala yumfwa no kuyumfa balalanda tuwadya kake adibe mulando. Simply meaning, if your partner ngwayo naula, maustare posa kona mano kai niba yama wakweba pangira ditweba publicly so. Ndebwe keshapo, bashimwamba you know very well that me I started when Maus did that. It was after I came out of prison. Na landa sent to Bonshe party imbi. Abantu tabale umfa. Sometimes when I was saying that.
No, you have been very consistent on that from 2023.
So no, le lolo muntu engalandati tulande na Maus tuchite negotiate. If Maus wanted to negotiate, as you rightly said, he was part of the process. Baluinda badi musadide as SG. A deputy SG, which I was myself, I think for over 4 years. Nishi, a part of the process, Didiaba Mwese Shapati, Aya Pera Bachita Luchirufia. Abantunangu Valera and that's true for Kuba confused, today ba confused. Ushekwe na mweba antunangu tamulo lesha. Why Shivat Taruchirufia? Aba ire anika pachubakura pakasubakurari aba UPND. Can you doubt? Can you doubt that? And ask yourselves, why is Chavinga quiet? This is all looking like it's planned, but as I conclude, I can assure you, Fidafine. Abale monatu bali kwata sana amaka bakashika balungu fyakanga nesisi ne pantu leadership yourself makuliresa. And I'm repeating again, bakaindenga bakawina inchilesa nasuminisha. But the way I'm seeing things, people are quiet. Benda muvumfi solo. Limotu ya mkukumana ulea kufamu kukana kantapa mwakumana. Ulea kuisa mwakumana. And when people are speaking passionately so, a leader abengi banto watabale tontonkanya no kutontonkanya, I can assure you ala chita image. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayo. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador Nwamunkonge.
Bamunkonge mabombe London poyama.
Kwa Ambassador mumpere kuna namba ya bama yokwali babantu kuchongwa kwa yokumonwa. Imbikitiba bamona kwa abantu besu.
Okay.
Ambassador in a first station ala balira kulandira pali ba President Makeb Zulu. Ba Brian Mundubiro nde barombako. Ba Brian Mundubiro nga bale ita unit. bali eri list bale bika ti unit bera bika po wa president Mkebe Zulu 1-2 tekisuma ba Brian Mundubire bali shiboko batenga pali omuntu wa statement 10 unit Mkebe Zulu nombo iri yalinga muko wakulinga kibiri nakambi balilandira kwe bato Mkebe Zulu ndebeta ine ndeba romba kwa ambassador Bamundubire teveni bali ishwa na PF oko yafuma na status ya PF oko iri pali inonshita bali ishwa ne fintu gachita so ukuyiringanya kumo tekusuma bafuire bagerera komwa ichoruse Bamundubire bali shechipani umwa benchito ikuru PF yali kwa tama structures country wide no kuraninga ma affairs ya PF no kuroresha pama court cases ya aya bamausampa nama cases nande abantu aba PF obo bakaka fyonse fyaba pakati kakwe ifye file pilimulo kwa bati aba percenta ya unit nomba bena kuroko baba bashe nchito ikuru bashe ama problems ayengi pakati ka PF but baya kulya ma problem with solve ya PF kuranga zi unit babutukira ama structure yo babutukira harvest ya PF ma structure abantu ba PF balirolera abantu abashimupa basata bashire bati Bamundubire tabarande chinka nga barakwa unit kora kuma structures ya PF nga bararande chinko kwe bati bane ina ninsara poko ya ku FDG mwe barefo konkonka nkonkeni mwe bareshara mu PF ba PF bali sare ntunguru shimakepi mwa icho wandi so mwe barefo kubana makepi mushare mu PF then ama papers yali sanswa kwa mbana kale na mausampa nomba bena bali kula kuma structures kula kumishi abantu baratweba tababebe chinka kulia bali stari present pakata ama structures kwati bali mu PF but ngabaisa kuno tapa problem iri onse yo basolve ya mu PF takwa bali bonse abakakwa kuba mu kwiminina ba mu PF mu PF structures emwe aba lawyers aya pitano okumona twala afashana abantu bezo ukwikara pamona ba Mkebe Zulu bara monana na ma opposition parties yambi aya shara nomba bera kitanga baikara pa meeting yabo bari kundoko bati ndeita Mkebe Zulu chibi sana umwa chenga ali bapero muchinji bafure bampero muchinji beraranga kucharo kwati ndeba ishiba unit it's not good Mkebe Zulu arefu aesho kubika bena Zambia muinshira because the PF structure which means Zambia yaona ikirira it is the only largest opposition party so we hypocrites waba Mundubire bareke twapapata mwalisha PF lekeni abashara mu PF basolve ama structures kwebati ababa ishire ba human rights ambassador babakanya Iran kana conference ya ranikane cyber rights techi baitsumishe because mwa Zambia already bari tupoka democracy because democracy mwali ba maisosere nomba maisosere it's against na cyber ethics so ila conference
bamunkonge abaletuma bafula bamunkonge
against na government of yachita
lekeni mbaputuleko bamunkonge abaletuma bafula alors please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm anonymous, and where I'm calling from, I'll conceal it for a purpose that I need to protect myself from.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
Yes. Vamwamba, my contribution is that why is it so difficult? This question is going to Mundubire. Why is it so difficult for him to let go of the PF? To let go of the PF structures? He has chosen FDD. FDD, they've got their own structures. Okay, and then Naisa Kuli Vachitaluchilufia is a learned man, but he has no shame. Sorry to say so to an elderly man. bakitalu chilufya baliya ikala basumina ukuyaku non party convention naba makebi balusa baprisha okulusa he goes and accept the invitation by Maus Sampa. And now fidiafi nefchitike bangona baya ku koti baba pera another injunction nile saonso lya balopola because Maus Sampa he withdrew from standing as a president. Okay, when he withdrew to stand as a president, automatically the Patriotic Front wasn't going to have a candidate. Nomba bena baya senda bachitalu chirufya baya babika tiwa candidate so that the party can go complete muminwe yaba UPND. Because even Bangona, if there wasn't anyone who had paid in the name of Patriotic Front, Bangona, they were going to be advised by their sponsors. Their sponsors to say, well, there's no need of PF here because Tawari Pila, they're not going to be on the ballot. They just want to be bringing confusions where they are not supposed to be confusions. It is very much unfair, and God will continue punishing them.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution.
Good evening, Mr. Mamba.
Good evening.
Okay, good evening. Mamba, first of all, inena ala kuliba Maus Sampa bachitalu chirufya. Aba di kweta ma plan. Mwama Maus Sampa, ewa aleta ma problem mu PF. Baba Maus Sampa chavinga ngona. Beka mwama nefchitale sala chita expose ababifi ala basokolo lokubaleta fe pabwedu mwe bantu mwala imwena fyo apa nilesa aletu apa bamwamba lesa natuluira ale bafati mumoni otupondo tunga tubiri twalipa musalaba twaba tutatu uyu Maus Sampa oyu ubwafuma kukoti kuja babe batiyo bawina takwate pepa chabana chavingo mubaluiro munanko ngona waya kulya mwamo na sekasi elo kukutushinga mingala pesha ko bati tube confused ifwe tube acho PF yaso kunaba mumushi bae bomfwefi abantu balifika pa naza level bamwamba abantu epo bafika pa kwebati nga ukapita fe kuma nomination apita ngabachinga bakuchinga tukamuna tinu eko tukayanga fina mwachilanda atieko tukawirira bonse tukatitalomba ni flat out epafika abantu kaini mingalato yaba UPND naba ishibe barechita naba ishwa so bali Maus Sampa bali ukwate obale bofya bala mubonfya ero babula na baba taluchi pakoto bastetekela shani bala badile papa palongala katetati bali ku UPND bali pera na speech nomba bangesa tiyo eba PF bakeminine foni sto alipofula nempofu kuti yawo mfwa fe kuishiwo na twatotela kuti lesale twali loko bachita expose fifine bantu ifotembe twabelamo elo nomba twaisa kulifira mwachira toba amakadidenti ali 25 amakadidenti ali 25 yambia ma independent takaisange mufwefo chikabani finefi bamwambelo mulalondolola bwino sana bushaba mwamba teti mukwete chance yako imili na komo president mwaisa avwela pantu mwe chalo mwachivika fyapa bamwamba mwalibombele sana kuisopya mwalibombele sana bamwamba kufyo mwabomba media fyeka fye imwe ni porridge ero chalo mwalichishwa bwino na makulu kuyonse mwaliyeshi but that's why bamikonka balishi bati uyu ni big brain think tank ina kubika twa think tank pantufyo mulanda nga mwatuwa aturatola mu 5 kwa mwamba
Natasha
mule tusula mabreni ifo pa ground tulite wino intact tabatu fulonganya polisi tapteti kutali twafumala twalikosa
hao chachini mwiluba palast mwiluba Thank you, my dear sister Didi from Mundola. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Mama. Newe Emmanuel Ndet Mila Mundola.
Wa Mashina from Mundola, make your contribution.
Wa ambassador no kumona kwandi. Ayama election ba PA former members vakatuchita sana cost. Because if you want to fibadi ngire bachita set of mafedi yadi no kadi fina fomu mwachalo ndolola. Mwamona because ba UPN ndiwe napo bade bombera bade butuka sana ma plan yabo kutintisha tu muntu wonso wa MPF. Taringira swanga pa ballot paper but wena batina abashaka. Ero problem ndukwete kwati kuti aba bera badi mukati abade bombana ba UPN. So inekuti mwana kwandi ba mwamba. Kafrafine libonse fo balanda. Bushe pa mapati yonse omulemo na. Tekwako pati mofi ya kumanisha fefe yonse. Because ngatwa turodekeshe ngana mwarosha party abakara party yabo yali bafefe yonse intact but twalifirwa fyo kwimafuga mukula support nanguma by election yonse twale kwata twale amukula tola amapati akwati ala mapati ate B3 PF yafumana MPF ba support na UPND but amapati yeno tulofati yakatu support but ngatwalola kutwafuma kuno mwasangati amapati yali support na UPND pakuti UPND win Karaba after resign mu PF. Karaba I left direct quiet my election umwena wako tala ndapo ifishonse pati PF. But twalifurafi tufume fyo mchumi. Kuiche fenokana ndawo katumwafu efi tu support. So ati tumone foto walaenda. Tumone foto tuinga chitanaba nesu haba mfifungo na bambi abashara. Nomba ifinga tuambuka na tondoa fya kwa ati tuambuka na tondoka shaparu yesu. Ifwewe newa PF ufuwa wala chita cost. Kwa ati nangu ni UPND kateka again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I've got two more callers waiting. Let's start with this one. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador. My name is Concerned Citizen.
Concerned Citizen, make your contribution.
Yes. Thank you very much for your very insightful analysis with regards to the challenges that we're facing. My view, however, perhaps I'm a bit naive, is a sense of optimism. And the sense of optimism that I have is the sense of disaffection that people have. This disaffection is what all the combined opposition leaders or opposition channels need to really focus on and really need to ignite. Because the truth of the matter is that if we ensure that there is a large turnout, if we ensure that in our constituencies we are aggressive in getting out the vote, I do not see the UPND getting over the line at the first round of voting. Not if we ensure that we get out there and we vote. Which then gives us an opportunity at the second hurdle to really have an actual election, to really now start looking at what can become a battle of ideas and what can be something that resemble what's left of our democracy. But if the opposition band together with this one theme and say, listen, get out and vote. Vote for the candidate of your choice, but the one party, the one candidate that you cannot vote for is HH, and the one party you cannot vote for is UPND. Believe you me, it will filter itself out. There will be one or two candidates that will be ahead, and these are the guys who, in the next hurdle, must make sensible decisions in terms of making alliances and pushing forward, ushering in a new government. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Ambassador,
Mkwai, is that Mabo from Italy?
Yes, sir.
Mwebe na Italiani, ilandenipo.
Tulandira muchipemba muchisungu na muchi-Italian. Kavi mutuitama Italian.
Now which Italian we can translate, Google will translate. Make your contribution, my brother.
Ambassador, my contribution is actually I want to learn from you and I want to be more concerned. Because if we have to issue ambassador, but patriotic front loyalty, I go first. It's to the nation, meaning the citizens. But pande monika ineni sharira ko. You remember on it was in June. Night ku Zambia ati Nkolosha, our former head of state, the late. When I was there, Zambia, I did a PF secretariat, President signed the book of condolences. That time, Council Makebi was still in South Africa, and I think he had not shown interest to run. So, Ishinanade Umpwa, now when PF secretariat, so this time, according to intelligence, what the Mwema elite of the Patriotic Front, Akadimbusha Kalanda Shani, Yadichinja Kuria wind, Yadichinja wind of change, but Makebi Zulu or Makebi and Mundu Shan. Because if we have to be serious, really, to grab power, Kuria Bavan to Abadeta, if you have to the reputation here, Zambia. I think all these forces, they need to work together. But when I was there in June, Zambia, last year, Akadimbusha Kadi on site. None of those I want to forward the question. Palati, La Sike, Mouths, Navashal. I want to barrier and then Ramundu Vide, then Museko Yabo. People like you, Shanshan, Avantrova, Sambidan, Avantromo, and machine. So that's for Kushako. So, according to intelligence, you have a patriotic front. Avantu, the nation which the party is loyal to. Because it can be.
Mabo, miafweko, mula konkama politics. Mula konkama politics. Indeed, like you are putting it, I think Mundubile was one of those front runners that even he had predicted that was one of the front runners. We're supposed to have general conference, it was postponed 2-3 times. There were issues, regulations around the running of that conference that saw the expulsion of our national chairperson, Mpankata Emmanuel, and our Secretary General, Acting Secretary General Brendan Nyirenda, and 3 other senior people were removed from their position. And before long, then we saw that Tonse Alliance removed PF led by Given Mubinda and got Mundubile. And the party issued a directive to come to the line. They didn't come to the line. It became a breakaway from the PF. And the PF then began to move until it held the general conference at which it elected Makebi Zulu as its leader. But I would like to agree with you. Ati ababantu bonse the PF vana babalungwa babonse, whether it's Mundubile, whether it's Mao Sampa, whether it's Makebi Zulu. And the normal thing is for them to come together and wapangecha kosachimo. But you know the dynamics of leadership, the dynamics of ego, the dynamics of individual pursuits, that has been difficult. So mwena itadi mwaisa kunoimu as mafias mweshta display ignorance naikana in your ignorance. If there is anyone who follows PF matters, it is you.
I have my own opinion, Ambassador, which you are aware, I'm sure. But
tell me your opinion. Yeah, tell me your opinion. That's what matters. Unless you were saying you were presenting a scenario like you are not PF and you want an answer and you want people to benefit from the answer. Unless that was the purpose.
Fellow interested in citizens. Then okay, if you think not in the country, 1, 2, 3, 4, they have 100 things to point out. But then who will come and sort them out? These people can't even sort their own internal issues. So my my very own pundit who knows these things deeply, you know, the ambassador. So
no, the wish by all callers, by all Zambians, is that the opposition must come together. The wish is that first, the PF, Mao Sampa, Makebi Zulu, Brian Mundu, they should come together because they all draw their strength from the PF, you know, and then to the opposition. Because the PF in its disintegrated way, it destabilizes the opposition. Then they should go to Harry Kalaba, they should go to Fred Membe, they should go to KBF, they should go to the other leaders and see how then they can come together. Watupela, one candidate. I think that's been the cry of Zambians, is that the PF should unite, then the PF should help unite the opposition, and I think that was the focus of President Lungu. That's why we formed UKA, that's why we formed Tonse, you know, that's why now there is Pamosi Alliance. It was the same issue that has never departed. The PF must unite in light of its attack by President Hakainde Hichilema. It must be united, then it must unite the opposition, and together they must deliver one candidate.
Well noted, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions. Iyo twabomba Badishan Mukwa. Who's calling?
No. This is Wana Angela calling from Senanga, Western Province.
Wana Angela from Western Province, make your contribution.
Mkwai. Bamwamba. Neto ningalandako. Ififi nefe mulirondora na mulondora wino sana. Like kuli ine bana Angela shikwete no bofya wa defectors abali amkujoin abo ba one team. Echo na landire chiba mwamba because for the background for the pitamukuchushi mfwe mwamona te. So abo bakonka kofe bali temwa tabate mfwe mazambian. So nangu bae ba join takule ko bengaya and nangu baka eminine pali yo ticket yabo kokine kwa join baka pona. Telakine bachiranda ba mayoba mumbipili. Ifo background apato atikose nofene fyo mulera ndaba mwamba ko bati ba mundu bire ni ba PF Makebi Zulu ni ba PF ichikala mbafye ni yoni tuku ikatishanya na tuishiba bali mingalato batisho mingalato shabo na tuishiba ifo bene tatwa ikarefye tondoro tuleba tamba vye barecha mingalato ko batubena bakuba twali okula tungule fifine mu butushe butule pitamo awe na ifo bene na tubika mapepo ko batumone aba bantu ama leaders beswe botwatemwa bamakebi ba mundu birebeka kishanye so that tupange echakosa pantu istata iri na ifwe kwena lesa mukulu aletu afurisha pantu ukuchukushe botwapitamu na abufurisha pantu abali kuli ba mundu bire ni ba PF abali kuli ba makebi ni ba PF abonsa abanga ikakishanya fitu apange echakosa nisi chintu changuka bamwamba epundera ndati ku Western Province ngata mmona bishunguruka bali mmoko lero bachiboko kusoma baleto ntafya abantu tababate po background na ibi pamwacho bale ilandira kwe bati yo bale bakanira kwati nama MPs eno tete tubapere vote maona te bale lombo bati yo potential mwamona so echikala mbafye unity ere fwaika because ifofo wena PF ba iko twafumana PF ifefya paper ba masamba ifesha kwati twashimwana tiyo baba bachita thrown out ya bangona short time apata mona dawe na bachita injunction benangona na nani kani ifo echo tulifwa yafe ni unit apa amandazebo bale mwanga kwati benga tutwala pandanshi ababene babiri ba makebi na mundubi bekale panshi natulishwa pali mingato kwena lesa mukulu ala tubula because utoshe butulепта muri new doom government na ifulisha panta kwa kwanishe because abantu ngababda tukesa chula ukuthi ukapitiria pali hapa echo ningalanda kufiwa mwamba.
Thank you, my dear sister. Indeed, another one posted that they saw the rally that President Hakainde Hichilema had in Kalabo, and they were saying, look at the buses and trucks at the back. You can see that those people were transported because of the transport you could see at the back. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Bamwamba Mwabombe.
Endita.
Bamwamba ndefo kumitasha kabili ichiwemba chitila ati mwamina muni alana kamwamina bantu tanaka imwe you have to continue to guide the nation no kusta educate all of us if file fashtika mu chalo chesu leso mwine akamila mbula bamwamba kuli issue imwe nga mwayikonka sana pa international fora tabeshi beflechtika the international organization and international community tabeshi bechalengele our government to cancel the conference which was supposed to be held by the Zambian government. Tabeshi be wino finshi fyachitike. Nomba na fyambo kutumpuke fintu ifingifikalamba sana ichalengele government yesu which they cancel the conference on the digital and the human rights. And on these things, we have got a lot of organizations in Zambia, human rights, non-government organization, the church and other things. They are very quiet. They don't want to ask the government to explain kubekala chalo ichi chalengele ba government but stay alive on the decision of says okay to alasta postponed palas balanda to ashta cancel but for the balondorela bena chalo chinsi chachitike because the international community ngamayasana pama platform they are so confused they don't understand what is happening in Zambia. Zambia has been celebrated as one of the Pan-African abantu bachindikishama human rights and other things. We are almost the pioneer of democracy in the SADC region. So many countries and international community don't understand. And I'm so worried about organization and prominent figures and institutions that haven't asked the government to explain. Is it because whatever is being talked about in the international media with Zambia, it was influenced by China? Zambia was influenced by because they've identified the Chinese currency and other things. Zambia was told not to go to accept the participation of the Taiwan and other things. So as government has got a lot of things to explain to the people of Zambia. That's one. Number two, I was doing a bit of calculation or to survey. When you look about this election, we have got about 226 MP, 113 mayor and councillors, and the council chairperson. We have got 1,800 and something councillors. If you calculate on these figures, just on the nomination fee on itself, even to mobilize the people to escort these people to file in the nomination, it talks about 27 to 30 million Zambian kwacha. Now, ngatualolesha political parties and all these others who are abale yumfa utikiva iminina. Takuri political party equate capacity or to organize these finances to make sure these MPs by success firing a nomination. Number, it's a papusha sana. I will take you back in 2021. Sorry to take you back in 2021. Bahari Karaba got 26,000 votes. Bamembe got 16,000 votes. KBF went with an alliance with the UPND. These are just new political parties. Now, ngamwalolesha bon sama political party ba mwamba tabako ete capacity ya kustefi ntufonse pali bena beka. Nomba icha shupa fie. Uguti fie basti understand. Beka le punch basti understand it. Tatuishi ba Zambian. Two, na lilandilepo kunu moku program yenu pasande. I want to remind the Zambian people, when the MMD formed a movement in 1991, most of the people, they were presidential material, but the ones who are MP and be part of the process. Ichicha shupa fikuli barupwa lweso. ukuthi bayichefyefye basti understand and ukwit kwasuka obwite owamazambian babetire okweba ati imwe ekaleni pamo mubombere kyapamo chimbi na papa sana bamakebi na Mundubile, they are brothers and they are so very close brothers and friends. Abantu abaishibe from 1991 office y'abamakebi eko ba Mundubile bale sangwa barandishanya bale umfwana up to 2025 nomba pali ino stafecha shupa fye kuti these are friends, very close friends. Abantu bebepo with Makebi and Brian Mundubile, they are so very close friends. Even Makebi if you are a lawyer, also they are close friends. Membe ni ba lawyer. Bakala babons each are super effectively punch because tabako take capacity. Bamwamba 2006 basa techalengere barusama election kuri mwana wasa tabakwanishe ugusta field ama candidates in all the constituencies paka basa tabalusa basa tabashile wina my election in 2011 after basta complete ugusta feature ama candidates in all the constituencies. Even President HH who is now current the Republican president, for the time he has been losing election, Taba strepen and threat ama areas that may not fit no ku become a candidate once a minute. So it's chile imino kweba ababantu abamwamba imweba mwamba mularanda la omungu mfisolo balondolo leni beshi be script ya kuina ma election presidential election tetu women nefyo omuntu weka wa iminina wa winner. It has got the package. Starting from the word, the councillor is a presidential campaign. Maisa Pali Mayor is a presidential campaign manager. Maisa Kuria start a campaign for our president. So when Angabale Imono Kweba Panalipira Newo Chite, Kutnaimi Nama Zambian, Bakamvotela. But they posted a Fiabanto Zambian. That's why Mumwene, Nama defection, Gupi and Naya Kura, because Amazambian, Shokulanda, Tetule Umfa, yes? Mamundubile balista invite ama political party kuti babombere pamo whether Mamundubile the platform babomfeshe tayali wino but resistance taifile yaba ikaramba. What is important is a concept umuntu owa Zambian bastere set obekere pokwe batiti bamusupporta ni nani echiripo chiruba tali part of the MMD. The person who was supposed to be the president was at a winner. And I'm very grateful to one of the noblemen of this country was Kotawina. Balisa abakalamba bawatawe. Umuntu wina kaunda pali inonshita. Ni uyu. Bonse Mano Kasonde bamusupporta. Eras Chipimo bamusupporta. Amfri Mlemba bamusupporta. Edward Shamwana bamusupporta. Andrew Kashita bamusupporta. Bonse abantu bamwana wasa bamusupporta. Tata bamusupporta. It's how MMD won the election against Kaunda. If you finish tika Mozambique fee, tachiwe. That's why even some of the prophets I want to acquire that there is too much confusion. Kuma opposition, veche village tika katwish nga waiche na tatwishi wenga chifuru nimbi wale bapele ndala makuli wa UPND. That's why they're just trying to create confusion. They're not giving the election to the Zambian people. I submit.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give your contribution.
Hello, Mwamba.
Yes, caller.
Yes, muri bwino ko
tiri bwino
ziko mukwambi anonymous in Zambia.
Anonymous, make your contribution.
Yambi nukuna ukitandizira kuli amakolazi wambene bamakondo kamba pali abantu batatu pali wa Brani Munduwire, Makebi Zulu na pali abenangwa harikalala. So nga tukapa platform pabwera mungu amene akamba abantu batatu nipempha kwa imwe kuti muzivauza kuti osakamba chite kuti sali bwino koma abantu ava kusogoloko bazankhala pamozi abantu palino nthawi oli pa mingalato chifukwa vaona mingalato amene ili palino time kuti vakankhala chabe kuyembekezera ku one side uku ndiye kuti zinthu zingavute koma abantu ali pa mingalato so ndi mingalato pa mingalato so kufunika kuvathandizira monga ku platform ya jeje ngati kwapezeka munthu akambaza makebi zulu akambati osakamati makebi zulu sali bwino iyayi abantu bazagwirizana so tentitandizana chabe tizikamba pa unity abantu pasogolo bazankhala pamozi so wali pa mingalato monga vanzati mwamene makamira ti mingala ife tichifuno cha mingalato so nawo ava vali pa mingalato so osalekerera kwama no brani munduwe aya sali bwino ine mkuona kwanga pamene ba brani munduwe so nachoke mu pali vanzawo ma members wa PF paneso nachoke vanali pamozi tenzo kuikonka bwino topic yakaena mpaka ba Brian Munduwire vanaona kuti wamene vaenda madezi achepa otherwise kulibe pamene zingachitike ndiye chanchilengesa ba Brian Munduwire kuti vachoke siwezofuna kuchoka Brian Munduwire iyayi koma kuona madezi kuti yachepa that's why Brian Munduwire vanachokamo kuti wamene niona ukusikuli bwino vanachokamo so ava vanasala ava ndiye kunabwa kwapezeka manje kuti makebi zulu wapezeka kuti azi pamozi president manje yanganani uli ava vamene vanasala ava kodi kuli
sorry, I've got more callers waiting. Sorry, the line has dropped. You can call back if you haven't finished your thoughts. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, Ambassador. Anonymous, Chicago, USA. Ababa kola abafumapo. Chimona yade kwali ba president in new party.
Mkwai.
Hello?
Yes.
Anonymous, Nebo Mest, Chicago, USA.
Mkwai.
Hii programu mwalileta mu busuma na n'omutima wonse but ngefe ababa kumapo balelanda ama candidates lero mailo ali muli tonse lero ali muli another alliance tafile panga sense but nga baikala pamo insifiala chitika then bonse nomba because balefo okuba president nankuba president timwamona ba sata rest in peace bachulile shani but tabachitelepo na enjoy kuba president ine makebi zulu ocho na abana against them. One, nobody knows him. Ni lawyer twamwishi bati ni lawyer. Na ushe chitumbi cha balungu olo nomba wise mkwimini nati I'll be a party president. Then futi Mao Sampa ali loyo Mao Sampa chimona uyuwa obabika mujele boma ni Musampa songa kuchimwa chitako fe encourage aba wonsefe ba isafe ba ikatana pamo nombe cho chine wonse alefu ayo butungurushi so nangu ifofwe ba kuvota twala vota shana.
Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Give us your contribution.
This is the Mwewa from Livingston.
Mwewa, make your contributions.
First of all, ndifo kulanda nowakola bafumapo nombalini. Okweba okutira nti ubufumu bufuma kulilesi. Tabufuma ku muntu oli wonse. Lesanga lefu afe kubumfya ewasarapo. Imyaka te problem. If you remember Queen Victoria, she became a queen at a very tender age. And she ruled one of the greatest countries in the world. So, when you look at Kaunda ingile pale bukateka na 40 years. So I can give a lot of examples. But Makebi Zulu ascending ya kubaba president wa PF. It's not that he forced his way. He won through the ballot. And he won by 49.2%. Surpassing one of the heavyweights, the supporter were given to win. He was more experienced and he had everything. But he lost to Makebi Zulu. Bashita ruchu rufyaba ipapi efunombea ba mausampa. Na raisa na kuli mausampa. Bafu mini number 2 kuli Makebi Zulu. So for Makebi Zulu, I think for me it's a divine intervention. And ubufaya wakwalesa ubufaya wa muntu. So tolo mbako fokoba kutira ti bale abantu bale pero mchinshi the will of the people. Bantu nga balanda takulu muntu ufulo kwa starani kana. So now bamamba problem ikala mbetu kwete. And this is a very big concern which has been highlighted by a lot of people. In where I am right now in Livingstone, what I've noted is that our structures they have not been actually our supervisors of our structures. These are the district, the constituency, and the province. They haven't been visiting the wards on the ground. So most of the wards, and this is where we are. This is where actually, for me, what I've noted is that in terms of unlocking our candidates, our structures, Pama wards, bare rishanya bare rando kwati bare ba lufya bare ba penya kudi ba kuma timu ya ba mundubile bachiti bare rando kwati iba PF ba mundubile nangwa candidates baraba kwati twalicha tekera tibala eminina pali pa PF ya ba Makebi Zulu. You discover that abantu abamundubile na babasenda ma candidates. So, they are not sure who are winning, who is the presidential candidate, who is the presidential candidate for PF, who are winning a convention. So, so there is and most of these guys who are bringing these confusions, Bamamba, it is the officials at district levels throughout the country, if I may say so. Abama officials are per district. These are people mostly Chiranda Tibonse, but most of these guys, but double-legged. Kuriba Mundubire Kovari, Kuriba Chitaruchu Kovari, Nakuriba Makebi Zulu Kovari, per district. So what is needed now is that abantu bafuye bashinka through the visitations from the constituencies. So if all the constituencies today IRPF in Zambia, my constituency Amcharo, if they can get down to visit their wards and explain to them if shinka on who the presidential candidate is, that information is going to sink easily on the ground because PF it's an anchor party, okay? The convention that we just held recently had attracted 111 districts who participated. Tell me, Wamamba, which political party has got presence in 111 districts? So, this is where people should look at Makebi Zulu, not as Makebi Zulu, but Makebi Zulu as representing the institution. And this institution is PF, where you, Ambassador Mwamba, you are part of the structure. So with your vast experience in politics and public affairs, Makebi Zulu cannot fail when you are there because you'll be there to advise. And from what I've seen, this is a gentleman who gets a lot of advice before he makes a decision. So our opposition, PF already has demonstrated that it's an anchor party. So what we are just supposed to do is, if we fit to drop Pama ego yesu, no accept to go at it, change riding Pama structures ya kwataka the PF. Ichikuru chiri kwapa, ema position yo, ichikaramba chiri kwapa, kurubule chalo. So let us ride the Pama structures ya PF to do what? To disseminate information and campaign for ourselves. And this is where I'm also saying that right now, Shishon Tunguru Shishiruma structures, Ishirore Rupio Kovat Shende, Kovat Shende Shishmoni Avantu, Shirera funding from Central Committee. I don't know now, Ngakwari Gawich Pangim Pia Korea, it won't say Varela. You know, Stava politics, Ngatufo succeed. Ngatualanda tuombe no rupia, tatko to rupia, vai upendira kwa to rupia. Ukutuchira bonse, bara tushita bonse. Ngakuya na politics ya rupia. So, all onse, nangudika 10 kwa cha kwete. Tien tukabonfi kuru buntungwa. These elections bamwamba, we have to fund them ourselves as Zambians so that tukaba ko futi mu chushu butwapitamu, especially when a candidate is sponsored by outside forces. For me, if we really want to real change, is that to the sponsor for my elections. Then the other thing, Bamwamba, but I have abantu batatu, Bamakebizuru, Bamunduvire, Nabashtaru Chulufia, Bamunduvire, Mabekaracharo, now we book Shefa for Minamunankan, Mupief. Bamunduvire became part of a team, Yatam PF Mutonsi Alliance. When Mr. Munduvire is one of the people who sat to draft the PF constitution, where PF was not going to be fired by anybody. But Munduvire went against his own constitution. He argued his own constitution, where he knew that PF is the anchor fact. So how do you trust Munduvire if he cannot honor his own constitution? So, when we are looking at leadership going forward, that require leadership equate amano ya to take ayakubonfia imingalato. Instead yakubonfia mingalato kuleto buno nshikucharo, bale bonfia mingalato kupanisha abantu babo. Then tungurush to require going forward. Therefore, in Tungush is straightforward. So for me, Munduvire, I can call him a sellout, and he has shown that his own personal desires are greater than that of the nation. So for me, Munduvire out. When I come to Chitaruchurufia, Bafumine, number 2, Udi Makebizuru, he got 35%. And the recently was seen why is it so difficult for Chitaruchurufia to support Makebizuru, the one who won, in the same party? And these are the results that are coming out of Amano Yaba Mausampa. Mausampa has betrayed the party 3 times from 2014, 2021, and 2026. But Mausampa, what do you find about Edgar? Mausampa is through lighting to say, if the process in 2023, but 24th October, it was not true. Therefore, I'm not a legitimate president of the PF. He agreed through the consent. But here is Mausampa, by Edgar Rungu, Tatrabashika, by Edgar Rungu, Mubiri Wabalaiva, Lokumare Paula. Mausampa, if I'm Fuena by Edgar Rungu, Akanokusta owner, the by Edgar Rungu Tatrashika. So, Mausampa and his people that he's working with, these are sellouts. Let us discard them, and let's not even call them for unity anymore. They don't want to unite. They know the truth. Why can they follow the truth? So Vamwamba, the only legitimate to Kwetoa Shire through a ballot by Edgar Rungu before becoming a presidential candidate in 2014. He voted. In 2021, he won through the convention. Now, that's how people come to presidency in PF, is through the convention. And that's how Makebizuru became the president of PF. So, Wamwamba Fingiringaranda, but what I can say that Ama structures, ratio of Shinka, Wamunduvire, Vashtaruchurufero, Wamausampa, these are sellouts. Tien Twende Makebizuru. Na papata. Thank you, Mom.
Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello.
Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Bamwamba, Mwagombeni, Nameless.
Nameless, make your contribution.
Yes, Bamwamba, yeah, you sound so exhausted, but your exhaustion is actually helping. Yeah, we are all exhausted, Bamwamba. Yeah. Well, Mr. Ambassador, I just want to get to the point without diverting. Yeah. Here the situation, the Ambassador, from what you have highlighted initially, it tells everything to let a Zambian who is willing to step out of any problem know that the hope of getting better is diminishing. Yeah. You know, Bamwamba, unity has been talked and talked for some time now. Still, the leaders seem to have a deaf ear. We don't know, maybe it's a strategy. Yeah, because of course, it's not like they can come up and tell us everything. But I just hope that they are not keeping a deaf ear. You know, if leaders aren't going to step ahead and unite, chances will be skipped because of lack of time, Bamwamba. Yeah. You know, to conclude, because I just want to be brief because everything has been talked at. We are always talking about the same thing. Yeah. I'm appealing to all of them to reflect and come up with a concrete, solution. Because we could see that we are facing, something which is not going to help any Zambian.
Thank you, Mayo. Thank you, Mayo. We'll be taking the last calls, and I'll take the last 5 calls, and I'm counting. This is 1. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Masi in Zambia ndina mineneze na jui wa paja ne kambaka network. So nizaembekezera kuyamba pa mineneze na sira kuti nite kama ni kambaka time.
Understand.
So nenzo kamba ichi chakuti wa PF pamene bali na convention na ba Makebi Zulu kunalibe msokonezo after ba brand mundu bile bachokam kunalibe msokonezo ya after Makebi Zulu awina msokonezo wa bwera. So manje tizifunsa ife kuno kuti manje pamene ba brand mundu bile bakamba tiswana chitepo ino kuenda kuja futi bekabeka ma MP kuno bankala futi na convention futi kwankala msokonezo manje amene ali woipa paninda tizifunsa manje kuno manje tekateka amene ali woipa ni ndani. So tuonesa kuti manje amene waleta convention kuno ni abeve si bali bwino chifukwa Makebi Zulu anasankidwa kuti ni pamozi alliance president manje kwa bora futi Mausi Sampa na eve apaswa mapapers kuti ni party president wa PF. So manje nanga Makebi Zulu bantu kwa mene azabatenga kuti pakuti Mausi Sampa alina mapapers akamba kuti ndine leader wa PF manje nanga Makebi Zulu ali party. So imwe kufunika kuti tira facilitator kuti muze bantu kuti apa tonse amene tinali mu PF sizakapezeka pa ballot paper naye muzi wa buno bure mweze mwakambapo ti PF is not possible kuti kapezeke pa ballot paper. So kufunika apa msanga kuuza abantu kuti imwe antali munali mu PF tiende kwa kuti bantu bafuna change safuna my structure abantu akamba titifuna change ivo my structure kumbuyo bafuna change. So manje pamene imwe muzauza abantu kuti tiende kwa kuti kambaka kuti PF sizakapeza pa ballot sitifuna kutaya time ya PF sizakapeza pa ballot uyu Mausi Sampa musieni na amene wapasaze party president ya PF awa.
Thank you my brother. Thank you. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Mwamba Mawumbe.
Nditayama mlishani.
Wino lenga Boniface.
Ba Boniface chingola landeni po wangu.
Emkwa icha kuwalira po. Ili ngirese fya ngale pange nshila. N'abana ba Israel konse muri Bible fyalirembwa. Lesa ngale pange nshila muri fo kwabuka.
esatafuire amipere ekintu ekyaba straight bafuire paba kwaba kwete kwevitala abalefu okuifwaire okumona ati n'abafina but at the end lesati nokwisafisha ifi alefu abe na Zambia balefwaye. So that's why futulera ndikwe bati pali ino insta natukwata abantu abenge abalelanda ichiripo chakutira napo pene pamwe kuti mwaisarosha kuti wasalangana limbi chirimo chiriri ishuko vile bali moneka kwati nabasalangana elo lesake se wonvye chalinga wande bakese ikala pamu bantu limbinga bali pamu bonse evitulera nda ino insta kuti babekatira pamu nangu baperere milandu bonse pamu lero cyo tureka bira kuntunguru chishonze amushuwa shonzo tulera nda ntunguru chishirive shibiri isho abantu balefwaya one mundubire makebizulu nga bayikala pamu n'abakalaba nabambi bashara pamu bayikala abantu balanda vekintu kimwe timune niwe tampako evintu tuleya naiwe chala bafibwira so chireka biro chako bati kale ni panshi eriri ya chimuteshani mupuishe ngeve munde twavo bamwamba utukula muri wina musango nabo benze balomfwa bala babapere ichireka biro chako bati bonse chali wama amushuwa tabomfu oyo aleso ntomu nanko oyo muno yo aleso ntomu nanko amushuwa pata basonta bala kwa teshite ya kulanjani so ipepo Yesu ya kutira ikale ni panshi okulanjani muteshani mulanjani iri ya shiri ya PF twalikuwa tobu afya naliena pantuko li Afrika ya kutira mailo bapera mailo mwamoneji uchirevo iko chako bati tumone party yo tungenda na yena nokupuisha iri ya shimumba politics every am politics ni ifi otherwise umulwani nawo aleluisha but abale pepa na bene wale pepa ukweba TV into iteshani people ne mashuininga pera po wene ba mwamba.
Thank you my dear brother from Chingola. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
This is Dr. K from Lusaka.
Dr. K, make your contribution, my brother.
Ambassador, you can't imagine that I've been calling since the program started.
I apologize. There are so many calls. I apologize.
Yes. Because this is a very interesting program, and you have very, very important topics that you are discussing today. And thank you so much for the explanation that you provided. Indeed, we need to wake up. And as Zambians, we are not blind. Indeed, by Emmanuel, the MPs or the parliament has failed us as the Zambian people. And we are praying that God is going to intervene and we are going to rise up to the occasion as the Zambian people and speak through that ballot. By Emmanuel, we are very ready. We are very, very ready. We are resolute. We are the resolute party, and we know that our candidate, Makebi Zulu, who is the legitimate candidate for Patriotic Front, will definitely emerge victorious. So we are praying and trusting that the grassroots are going to rise up to the occasion. So I just wanted to comment by Emmanuel over what transpired today, the Temple of Victory for Mao Sampa. Indeed, we know, I think the nation knows who the legitimate leader is for the Patriotic Front, and therefore there shouldn't be any confusion with who is the legitimate leader, and we know that is Makebi Zulu. And it is like they have papers, but they do not have the structures, and therefore the structures will not even waste time to even look at what Mao has done, the betrayal that has been done to the Patriotic Front. Is very, very unfortunate. And for Mundubile and all his maneuvers, I think the Zambian people are coming to realize what has been done, the deception that they have been in, and sooner than later we shall see that Makebi Zulu will be all over. It will be a bushfire. Once everything is cleared and they will be on the ballot, it will be burning the whole country. So, by Mano Mamba, I just want to thank you. Thankless job that you are doing for us. You provide a platform where the Zambian people can talk, because inside the country it is very difficult to air out your issues because of these cyber laws, which should be repealed immediately when the new government is formed. Thank you so much, by Emmanuel Mamba.
Thank you very much. That's number 2 caller. We go to number 3 caller. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contributions.
Mwamba mwabomba sana.
Iyo twabomba London poyama nimwe bani.
This is Raphael Chanda calling from Livingston.
Raphael Chanda, make your contributions.
But lero nachira enjoy kumvira kofi ama views y'abantu. Nachira sambira mbati chansa kamikane cyaranga ati mpange ko yeba Mwamba. Kuri abafyashi bamwe abana kafya bachituma. Era bachira chita describe makebizuru. Bachibomfya phrase. Eka nalabo mfya pati. Makebizuru echo namupatila. Pantu abantu tabamwishiba. Nomba iyo sentence chibemba bachibomfya echo namupatila. Pantu abantu tabamwishiba. Bachiba mdala bambewa bomfya futa maweza kwe bati. Lesa taroresha pamenso. Tamana tuyumutali oyomuyali nanango alionda. Lesa ala bomfya chili chonse. Ala bomfya lesa. Enda paresa na turango kwa chila chili chonse cha bomfya. Ni makebizuru. Because makebizuru na alango kwe bati alikwata ama leadership qualities. Marufu hapo ati yo makebizuru bachitaso. Makebizuru lero nabakuka. Lero makebizuru bachirandaso. Nuri omuntu nangu politics yakwe oro discuss afirefu kweta amano ifire kure chalo. Tamaka msanga uri omuntu kamboksa abaira nangu kubepo pakulanda nangu kuitacha. Efire fya abalida. Profiro kumana lida nfo fwe bantu nangu benga ba 4000. Owenga ba 20 million. Sara profio umukwe batu umuntu eto amone bingemi na ma interest y'abantu bonse. Sora bare tumama phone apa. Then pero mchishi bonse ama leaders. No tupate fyo umuntu ati because tabamwishiba. Kwari kupata kwaso. Yo no mwo bapatire uria. Eyo tukavotera uria. Eyo tureyana until the last day. Ta bapatikisha leadership yakwe batiso patikisha umno batisabo vice hand. Nangu isa unjo ine. Nangu so. Takwa befya so ba Mwamba. Sora bare tuma turero mba dwari kwatako kamchishi kuma leaders. Te turanda tunamupatira. Ngata umpatira tushire foto msupport. Te bantu bonsa bamutemwa futte bantu bonsa bamupata. Efo cha abafi muchalo. But mwiburo upato wenu mwera tete abe president panti mwe tamumutemeno. That is very wrong. Natotala bama.
Thank you very much. Number 3 caller. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Mr. Mwamba.
Good evening.
Let me remain anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
Yes, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Mr. Mwamba, this evening. I think I concur also what the previous caller has said. And the other part, Mr. Mwamba, that I can also comment on my own, is that we have seen there are too many egos in our readers. There is no humility. Because last time we even mentioned to you that stop bringing people, actually focus to unite with others. And you narrowed a good number of presidential candidates who were hoped for that. I think we'll choose one of them. Now, even if we can join this one, we can join this one. When you see where they are, also takulanga life. Why can't we go? For example, Kimunwe is there. Makedi also is there. Why the think tanks cannot tell these two guys to say, you guys sit down. Ngachana shupa between Wamunduvire na Makebi ngabafiro kwikala pamo. Who vote for a stone because they are thinking that they have won elections. Who choose someone or a stone, we are going to vote for a stone. Thank you, Mr. Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Number 4 caller. Let's pick your call so that we close. We are taking the last calls. I'm remaining with 2 calls. I apologize. There are so many of you that have been calling, but Mustanga Mwayasuka Waikarapako weka 6 minutes, 7 minutes. You disenfranchise others. Like the doctor from Lusaka who said he had been trying from the minute I opened the phone lines and he couldn't go through. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Your second last caller. Yo twabomba.
Yeah, Nineo Caroline, East London.
Caroline from East London, make your contribution.
Yes. Bamwamba weswini ndefu afyokulanda fyati. Umuntu fyo otunga mona fyati umuntu wachinga. Umuntu akwebati kuti alanda kuti atekingami. Zambia bwino ni makepi zulu. If ibalela ndati awe tuise pamo, this is not even genuine. Because natu mona umuntu winga za Zambia fe yawama ni makepi zulu. Balefu afya kumubomfya ukulanda tawe bakese pamo. Ifintu ni makepi zulu fi. Ukweto mutima. Tekweba tawe talefo ukubomba na abantu. Bafuyile bayisa pamo because abantu bali musala. Abantu ebamusalile takwato obufi. So umuntu twengenda fe nanko ni makepi zulu bamwamba.
Thank you very much. My last caller here. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution. Chilabombwe, make your contribution, my dear brother.
Mamwamba ifile chika muno mucharo afishupa sana kaifia kutuletere nsoni napisha bene aba politician yabanga bale muna tifidize nangu tawale muna bena chapana ikosa nangu katushifu bale chichirefu muneni ba president na bechi bati life ya ili background ta ili bwino kwishi bakwena na beshi because inga mwamuna do bayishi kulo kuchira bombo ya muneke fikwati balelanga bya abantu bambi bifo twale muna nokumuna tapali fiwe turenda background twayishi bati kunota kuti nomba ichire tushupa kochako wa leader ama leaders tabale po kwikatana bali ba mundu bire naba makepizu natushi chishupire ngani chinshi natushi hapo peni katushinga kumwalanje suka ko answer katushi.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Gozi.